Now, my concern. So, the very first thing I'd like to ask you, but us, you do your distance mentee from afar. You don't know us exactly. To the days of my thing, is it Panka? To being Oliki for governor
Exactly.
everywhere, we been admire you from
Yes.
afar.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
everyone home they be shouting Sikirabu, you see poster there and there. I would like to ask,
Yes.
who is the person behind Sikirabu? Who is the person behind that project?
Right. So that's phenomenal. So first, alhamdulillah, let's give thanks to Allah that has
Alhamdulillah.
made us what we currently have. Alhamdulillah. It's not by our mind, it's not by our power at all. So
Uh,
alhamdulillah again for the kind of career path I've chosen. So this is what I've been known to do. Like this is what I've been known for since like primary school. My first very first time I entered the stage to make a presentation was in primary three at Alwasi Children's School then in
wow.
Mushin. Alwasi Children's School is Mushin. And it was a very memorable one. In fact, I still remember some of the lyrics of what I recited that day on that
Mm,
day. And
mm,
so that was what sprouted out the passion of public speaking in Yoruba specifically. So
mm.
when I
Yeah.
saw that the passion was there, I like I outrightly dedicated all my studies to
Mm,
studying Yoruba. Like I just switched directly to studying Yoruba. So I dedicated years of my life to study the Yoruba language. And
mm.
alhamdulillah, Allah really put barakah in it. So I graduated with a distinction from the Department of Yoruba at
La-
Ansarudin College of Education. And alhamdulillah, I was also able to graduate with first class honors at the
Wow.
University of Lagos from the Department of Linguistics, African and Asian Studies, Linguistics Yoruba cohort.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Allah. Now,
So I'm the brain behind Sikirabu Africa Limited. I'm the CEO of Sikirabu Africa Limited. It's a known company. Like we registered the company to be able to produce Yoruba games, Yoruba board games specifically. So we
Allah.
are kicking off with Sikirabu, and that's what we currently done. Like we flagged it up with Lagos State yesterday on Friday. Mhm.
Um,
So alhamdulillah, 2,052 copies of Sikirabu were
wow.
distributed to all of the primary schools in Lagos State on that day.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
That's amazing. Alhamdulillah. Now, uh, at your event, I saw that there were several dignitaries at an event on Friday.
Yes,
So,
yes.
what actually inspired you to think about a board game in Yoruba? There's something that is very, very novel that no one would ever think about doing. What inspired you?
Okay, first, I should say that I'm actually a lover of the English Scrabble. I play Scrabble a lot,
Mm, mm,
and I've won a lot of medals mm, for my department and faculty while I was in the University of Lagos.
mm,
So that's one of it. So especially my passion for the Yoruba language is one of the things that inspired Sikirabu because I was just like, okay, if we can brainstorm like this in English, why can't we come to something like come up with something indigenous? Why can't we
mm,
think in our own mother tongue too? And
mm,
that's exactly what brought about Sikirabu. Let's brainstorm. Let's think.
mm,
Let it be a game where we can also think in our mother tongue. So it doesn't have to be English all the way. It doesn't have to be English all the time. Let us
mm,
also think in our mother tongue. Let us do things that will make us have fun and also learn at the same time in our mother tongue. And since I'm a hardcore lover of the Yoruba language, so it was a very easy one. So
mm,
within years, I was able to gain the recognition. I just wrote a letter. I met the deputy governor in one of our events. After the presentation, I went close to him and I proposed it to him immediately and I asked him to write a letter to his office which I did. So he sent the letter to the Ministry of Education and the LASUBEB chairman, that is Dr. Hakim Shitu. And since then, it has really been a very successful journey. So they embraced the game, they gave me the approvals, and also, alhamdulillah, now we've even gotten approval from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Tourism in Ogun State. Wow. So our next state after the Lagos State one is Ogun State, inshallah. Our main aim is to actually go through, as in to take Sikirabu to all of the Yoruba speaking states in Nigeria. Is at least, but that's our 3-year plan, inshallah. So we've achieved Lagos and Ogun already. So our next stop is Oyo, then Oshun, Ilorin, Ondo, and Ekiti.
This is amazing. Barakallahu feekum. I know that in the process of putting these things together, I am very sure there will be some ups and downs and some uncertainties in the process. Was there a moment I think, this brand doesn't even have any potential? Was there any moment of putting together?
Of course, yes. There are sometimes that you even think of giving up. Like, what exactly am I doing? Does this really make any sense? Eventually, so because you meet some people, especially some investors, some people that you think in your own mind that they would love the idea, and pitching the idea to them, it does not even make any sense to them. They don't just feel like, okay, in this world where a lot of people are hungry, is playing game the next priority. So those words, you want to think it through to it's not true like this. A lot of people are truly hungry. We don't want to like to play. We don't want to like to play a game instead of just looking for a way to feed themselves and all. So those words just kept ringing bell in my head until alhamdulillah I was able to meet the CEO or the MD of Ajimobu Ventures, Alhaji Abdulhamid Shelate. But the very first day I met that man and pitched the Sikirabu idea to him, he just took his laptop and checked our website, checked some of the things we've done, first it's www.sikirabu.com, and he just said, okay, what do you need? And I told him that at least we need to produce 1,000 copies for a start. So, and that very day was the day he pressed money. that very day was the day he gave us nothing less than 4 million naira to at least kickstart that project. Alhamdulillah, it's what it is to be. Alhamdulillah. Many thanks to Alhaji Abdulhamid Shelat, the CEO of Hajj for that one. It was a very inspiring moment, and it was even in the month of Ramadan. In fact, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. When we started this program, I was trying to pronounce it that say Sikirabu or Sikirabu.
Sikirabu.
What inspired that name? What was the reason behind that name?
Okay. There are plenty of other background reasons. People that know me will know the reason why I just Sikirabu. Actually, there are plenty background reasons, but at least the one I can say now for now is that we want a game that can capture all of the realities of Yoruba language. So in other Scrabbles, we don't have the proper nouns into play. We can't play proper nouns in other Scrabble, for example. You can't play something like Trump or Donald or Richards in English Scrabble. You cannot find something like that. But in Yoruba, we want to make it interesting. We want to make it fun. We want to make everybody participate. And that is why we've allowed the play of proper nouns. And since we started, it has been a very wonderful gameplay. People will play names of people, names of items, anything in Bijoke, Sanwo-Olu, in Lagos on Friday. Those children were just having fun. In Bijoke, Sanwo-Olu, Aromisa, Angere, Eko, Akete, anything that comes to your mind that is Yoruba, continue playing it. This is Yoruba. And that's exactly what makes the game so interesting. So Sikira Day is one of the very familiar names in Yoruba language that, although it was a loan name, but then we know it that Sikira. So this Sikira Day is representing proper nouns, and Bu is also a word in Yoruba language that has meaning, and Bu is representing every other word that we have. Sikira for proper noun. That is why you see a hyphen between Sikira and Bu. If you check our game, so Síkírá-bù, that is what we call it. So Síkírá representing all the proper nouns that we have in Yoruba, then bù representing all other nouns, because all other words that we have. So it is not when we talk of Scrabbles all over the world. So we don't just play nouns. Play every category of word class, like every word class, noun, pronoun, verb, anything that comes to your mind that is Yoruba, continue playing it. And so that is the exact reason. Because we actually got, even from our lawyers, they wanted us to bring something Yoruba that will be, but we said no. This is what we've chosen, and we have a reason for choosing it, and we can defend Sikirabu at any point in our pursuit. And that is exactly how we eventually came about Sikirabu. Alhamdulillah.
I don't ever forget Sikirabu. It just keeps in my head. Sikirabu.
Sikirabu. It's Sikirabu.
From an informal study that I conducted, I observed that so many students, in secondary school, they've, a bit lost interest in Yoruba. Out of this board game, out of this, reconnect their interest, their enthusiasm in learning.
So one of the reasons why a lot of these students don't even have interest in this learning again is because of the way we present the lessons to them. I say it every time. Me, Adebayo Shèfíù Ọlábọ, they can testify to it. All of my students can testify to it. I can't come to a school and you not love Yoruba. It's not possible. You automatically fall in love with it, because talking about the beauty of the language, I have that when I start displaying Yoruba to you definitely fall in love with the language. How will you not fall in love with the language? So how will you be my student and you not love Yoruba? It's not possible, because what I expose you to, you've probably never heard of it before in your life. So you see another view to the study of Yoruba, that okay, so this language can be this interesting, and that is where I'm going to. That is exactly why there is a reason for us to create a game and also make them have fun while they are also learning. They will learn a lot of things playing the game. Also, as they are playing, we call it a playway method in education. In what's the education setting? Playway method. So playway method is a method where students are learning while they are playing, like learning and playing simultaneously. It makes teaching and learning very, very seamless. Play while you are learning, learn while you are playing. It makes it very similar. That is why some of the songs that we can't forget again in this life is this that 30 days at September, April, June. If they had not taught us this song, if they had not taught us the idea, if it was not a song, maybe you would just be confused. You don't know how to. Till date, when somebody wants to remember the number of days in the month, they still go back to that song. That's the essence of song. So that's the essence of play. We cannot leave play, especially with these students. You play with them. Let them have fun. I want to introduce you to one teacher, Otumba Blagim Opadijo. Go and check his students. You will definitely fall in love with Yoruba language, because how not? He will teach you songs. He will teach you things that will make that learning stick to your memory. If you never forget, even Igbo people that attend this class, they can never forget. So that's exactly the idea behind Sikirabu too. You want to teach a subject now, you bring Sikirabu to the class. All of the keywords in that subject, you let them play it themselves. They place the words together themselves. How can they forget? That alone is an educational resource. And thank God that all of the states are embracing it already. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So that is how impactful it can be to our educational system.
No. In fact, I can agree with that. Imagine someone learning, playing the game and learning new words, learning from
exactly.
It fits better, and it's very easy to assimilate what they've been taught.
Exactly.
Now, that's indeed a very good initiative. You are now blessed more and more. Now, personally, I know you've been through series of projects. If you look at our current clients, you hardly find like a young person like you, be into AV, like proper. You find it about. So I know you've been into this creative work for a very, very long time. If I may ask, where do you get
Yes.
your own inspiration? Why is it that your own journey is very different, very different, very different? Why?
It is not far-fetched now. All of us are going to school to study plenty things, like several other subjects. I dedicated not less than 8 years of my life, at least. Let me even not exaggerate it. Not less than 80 years of my life. I'm still currently working on my further studies
Oh,
to studying the Yoruba. So if I now eventually did, as if I did not stand out, it is just
mm,
like as if I've gone to all of those institutions to waste my time. So
mm,
it is not perfect, but we can also not like leave the fact that Allah's baraka is in it too. We cannot leave that fact. So even
no,
if one dedicates all his studies and Allah did
mm,
not put baraka in it, it will just be futile eventually.
no,
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. So it was successful because there was dedication, the passion was definitely there, because the talent too was there. A lot of people too, they want to be a poet. They want to also come to the stage and do all those performances, but they are not naturally talented in it. And I've
no.
heard a lot of
Wow.
cases like that too. So the talent was there, the voice was there, the passion was there. I was not able to combine it with academic excellence, so it was just seamless. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Now, given the fact that you are into all these things, I knew you there as like a deputy coordinator of a lot of arts then. Hmm?
Yes,
So, how
yes.
your your religion, your impact in Islam, your efforts also shaped your current project today?
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil. We can say that MSS and Muslim Society of Nigeria was what molded us to what we currently are today.
Uh,
Because who are we? Who were we? Especially, in fact, I remember when I started my program at my NCE program. Then I could not even face the crowd. Like there was one time I tried it and it was a very embarrassing moment. But then they said that this is where you are going to start from. In fact, alhamdulillah for people like Ibrahim Olawu then, who was one of
alhamdulillah.
the amirs then at Saudi College of Education at Kuwait. So he like they would like MSSN, one of the platforms that can really help anybody, any students, any Muslim students on campus is MSSN. So
Hmm.
MSSN will give you those training. You speak to people. You'll be asked to speak in public. You do this what is it called? This after Salah admonition. All those things are there to definitely. In fact, my very first, aside from the fact that I used to be a very good poet, even while I was in Akoi, but then the stage fright, when I actually tackled that stage fright problem, was when I was in the Saudi College of Education. As at then, but bring the president, I would say everything that's in my mind that is going to be like, who is this person? That is Allah's blessing on us. But especially when you are now sure of what you want to say, when you know that what you want to
Hmm.
say is like it's so sweet, and you are going to your delivery is going to be so like mashallah, as anybody that listens to it want to listen to more. So what exactly wants to scare you again? So
Yeah, very
alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, I was able to overcome that. But then
alhamdulillah,
MSSN as in had a lot of impact on us. So
alhamdulillah.
it was very easy because they call us to programs, and also we call it hidden curriculum. Even if the intention was not to groom us, but like eventually during the process of all those programs, admonition after Salah admonition, all of these activities, you be groomed. Like you also become somebody that is proud of yourself. My very first what is it called, presentation, like a presentation at Coit then, was when they saw that you are this talented now. Why can't you just join the Muslim Society of Nigeria? So that's when you know so you ban IVC now. That was why Abu Muhammad then at Coit just linked me with the then PRO Aluma Idris Kasum. That was when we linked up, and it was in fact Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, I can say that MSSN Lagos State Unit was the reason I'm currently working with Punch Nigeria Limited, because Sadiq Eleke then was still a worker at Punch, and when the MD, the now MD, the then ED. So when he was looking for somebody that would dazzle the audience in Yoruba in Punch, Punch is not a platform that speaks Yoruba like that. So they wanted something novel. So he just said that I had somebody now. The very day I came to Punch.
Okay, now, I know fully well that you finished with the first class in linguistics Yoruba, which is a very active for someone also, went to the rest of Lagos. I know that it's very rare someone has first class in Yoruba. It is very rare. Now, but being a very bright and brilliant student, why Yoruba? Why Yoruba? Why not other things? Why not engineering? Why not? Why Yoruba itself?
Okay. Well, just like I said, it was I did not want to study Yoruba initially. Eventually, like I wanted to study mathematics, computer, because let me not say I'm actually still very good in mathematics. I know mathematics, almost that.
Wow.
So I thought I was going to just study mathematics and that would be it. But unfortunately, and as Allah would have it, I did not pass. I had D7 in mathematics.
Wow.
During my after my what's it called? So that was what prompted my going to College of Education. I did not want to go to College of Education. It was because I don't have mathematics. So when I got there, I was like, so what would I study here? So it was that thanks to that admin officer too. Then they called me Mr. Yusuf. So I was just going through my other results. I said, Yoruba, big to call on Yoruba. Why should Yoruba? He just said it very casually. He just said it casually. Do Yoruba now. You are good in Yoruba. Do Yoruba, you know what to okay. So if I'm actually this good in Yoruba, so study Yoruba would not be a bad one. And that was what prompted it. So when we got to class, and I'm not used to having B's in Yoruba in any course in Yoruba. My A's have been since my what's it called, my NCE days. So when it was A all through, in fact there was one lecturer that when he wanted to warn me, it was just like, hey, my script was that good that he was just like, yeah, say I will not collect all this mark. Yeah, I will not collect 60. Okay, let me, because of the like call it now, the upper hand they has over me. Let me just give this guy 59 over 60. And he could have given me 60 still. But just no, I'm the yeah, you can't take all the just collect your 59 and be going. It was that feeling then, because that was my passion. That was what I loved to do. But then it was not a very easy as a decision at the beginning, So it was now when it was now becoming juicy, goes to the fact I was making more money than some people that are not even that are even workers while I was in school then, because of all these regular occasions that I go to and all. So now it now became very, very juicy, and I was like, okay, alhamdulillah, let me just dedicate all my life to this thing. And it has been a very wonderful decision, alhamdulillah. But it was not like that. But especially at the Saudi College of Education. So it was after my after my NCE, there was no doubt again that I was going to continue with Yoruba, because it was already very clear that Yoruba will be John. It was very clear then. Even they whine me fast. While I was in like our roommates used to whine me. Go like, okay. So like now, everybody is studying engineering. You are studying Yoruba. So what do you want to use Yoruba to do like this? Okay, be looking at this now. Who Yoruba? In fact, who Yoruba is actually one of the. So now when they are saying who Yoruba, I just said my hand. Okay, can you see me now? I mean Yoruba. I did not even write any application letter to Punch before I was employed. That is one of the help of my life. So they just saw the talent and they just like, just give this one appointment already.
Now, let's say you and elevating you. So, question. what next for Sikirabu? Now we've seen the launch in Lagos and the expansion. What next? What should we expect
The
now?
next is for, of course, we still have some ministries that showed interest in Sikirabu in Lagos. That's like the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. So last year we got some sponsorship from them, and
Mm,
we got another interview session this
mm,
year. And we're expecting some sponsorship from them too this year. So the Ministry of Tourism and Culture in Ogun State has given us their own approval too, and they've okayed it for use in schools in Ogun State too. So we're expecting them to. So even in Lagos State, so we only flag this up for the primary school students.
mm,
So we still have the secondary school students pending, which they are working on. I believe the Commissioner of Education in Lagos State is currently working on. So, and also plenty other, like I said, until we get Sikirabu to the grassroots level, like all our primary and secondary schools, in all the government schools, at least all the government schools in all the
mm,
Yoruba speaking states in Nigeria. That is a short term goal. It's actually a short term goal, it's not a long term goal, because we can achieve that in 3 years.
mm,
So our long term goal will now be that Sikirabu should be a household name. So there should not be a house in this Nigeria that claims to be lovers of Yoruba or speakers of Yoruba language that will not have Sikirabu in there. Because why? Are you actually saying that Yoruba does not have any impact in your life? You don't actually care if your children understand Yoruba or not. You should have
mm,
move past that level. So let us
mm,
have a game where our students can also think in our mother tongue. Let them also interact. It's
mm,
actually very fun. In fact, I brought it out now in my place of work in Punch. And even people that are not Yoruba, they came to
mm.
play, and they testified to see that it was even more fun to play than the English Scrabble. So
Right.
what are we now saying? So that's exactly what you are saying here. So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Alhamdulillah. Now, the last question. What advice would you give your younger self? What advice? Having experienced these things and having launched so many projects, what advice or what things would you have done better for your younger self?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't get that part very well.
I said, what advice would you give your younger self?
What advice would I give the younger folks?
Your younger self.
My young
Imagine, yes,
okay,
yeah.
if I was younger and this what other well, that would be, well, I sincerely think it would be, so I sincerely think it would be working on the, as in, don't don't let anybody talk you down. Like
Mm,
eventually, when I grew up, I eventually saw that one of the things that make people like give up on their dreams is the fact that a lot of people, like plenty people, are out there that will talk you, that wants to talk you down, and this was what actually prompted the late, because we eventually registered it late. We registered Sikirabu Africa Limited in 2024 after the idea has been lingering in my mind since 2021. But because of these fears, how will the society accept this? How will I get the funding? How will I do the all the run around about concerning the what's it called, legal fees and all? Because we were able to copyright it. That was one of the some of the things that we did. We copyrighted it, we trademarked it, we did the design and patency agent, what is it called? The fees were just so much, but then alhamdulillah, so you can I would have started earlier if I knew that it was going to be this success. Like I wouldn't have known eventually, but alhamdulillah.
yeah.
It's like walaula walaula wala all those walaula, they are just, they are human. We can never
Mm,
we could have never known. So it's
mm,
just a last that's even still working in our life, right? Like as we speak. So
now,
alhamdulillah, darling, what you are able to achieve. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir. May Allah put
Um,
more power in the project and may Allah also inspire to do other projects that help the Ummah and our
uh,
dear country, Nigeria. We appreciate your
uh,
time. Thank you so much.
uh,
Jazakumullah khairan.
there
Now,
are gameplays for Sikirabu that has to do with speed. anything that has to do with Eid, that is Yoruba, continue playing it. Mesoro, Ileya, Odun, Ituno, Idi. As in, maybe I'm going to send some of them to you so that you know that we've actually like thinking out of the box. I've actually been in place like since like 2-3 years ago that we played that game. So then, alhamdulillah, it's materializing already.
Well, is there any medium to propose online? Is there option to do it?
We've already spoken to what is it called? All these app developers.
Okay.
They help us digitalize, but the bill is up there. But then you can still achieve it. It's baby step now. You don't get to where we are in a day. So eventually we are coming there. We are getting there. So at least the recent recognitions, I believe that, especially if Allah will actually still be favorable to this current deputy governor of Lagos State, who single-handedly handled the project. Like Dr. Kadir Hamzat took the project like his own and was just distributing it to all those people that are concerned. So I believe that if Allah wishes, or if Allah wills that he becomes the next governor of Lagos State, Sikirabu is going to really develop Disneyland with Allah's guidance and Allah's support. Disneyland.
May Allah bless you and may Allah make those good wishes come true. Amen.
Thank
you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.